What's going on, guys, and welcome to a tasty bit on Tasty Loot Gaming. In case you're not from around here, tasty bits are essentially
Excellent.
tasty bits are where we have a random thought in our head and we discuss it. Not to be confused with loot chests, where we do the same thing pretty much. We try and keep these a little shorter, and they're right on the spot. They're not scheduled. But anyway, what's on our mind today for this tasty bit is originally what was supposed to be adjust the tip. We played a game called Warhammer End of Times Vermintide. It is a game that I guess has been out in beta for a little bit. It's on PC. And it just got released. All three of us just picked it up. Chevy has not actually played the game too much at all. Me and Josh played a little bit, and we were so excited to play it that we just kind of skipped the whole process of doing just the tip. So we're going to talk about the game real quick, and definitely expect a continued of the game soon to see how the game plays. But to let you know what Vermintide is, it is essentially a Left 4 Dead clone. So if you played Left 4 Dead, it's that, except for it is a Bloodborne-esque medieval type game that's melee based combat, so swords, axes, hammers, blah 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 blah, with secondary weapons, guns, crossbows, bow and arrows, and essentially you go from point A to point B while hordes of rats, or the Vermintide, attack you, and you have to survive. It has all the special infected, just like Left 4 Dead, some that are not from Left 4 Dead, and the one thing it adds to the whole spectrum of that kind of gameplay is loot. It offers random loot you can get. So let's talk about it. Why are we talking about Vermintide?
Because I think it's a pretty gnarly sleeper hit. I don't think a lot of people know about it, but the people who do are ranting about it.
Yeah.
Ranting and raving.
Okay.
I mean, it is a fucking. I mean, shameless isn't the right word, but it is definitely fucking Left 4 Dead, almost a reskin with different mechanics, just because it is melee based.
The thing I'll give it though is it literally took the formula Left 4 Dead, which is something that a lot of people haven't really done, because it is Left 4 Dead. And they ran with it, but as somebody said on a Steam review, it's a horde game without zombies, which is something that's super refreshing. I think the visual style is completely refreshing. The subject matter is completely refreshing. And the emphasis on the melee combat, blocking, dodging, all that shit, with 5 characters, a 4-player co-op game, but there's 5 characters in the game, all completely different. Really adds to it. Plus the loot system. So I feel like they took the system Left 4 Dead had and they evolved it. And I dare say that Left 4 Dead 3, I hope, can do something to kind of.
I'm gonna be very, very disappointed in Left 4 Dead 3 if they don't do something like maybe the characters are different in some certain way, or different loot weapons or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I will fucking probably not buy that game.
I will buy Left 4 Dead 3 as soon as it comes out. I don't have to look at it.
Yeah, I won't. Just because Left 4 Dead to me is fun. It's just I'm not gonna play the same fucking game again.
I got history with Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I fucking love those games.
I think if we're getting off topic, so I'm gonna keep it quick.
Yeah.
But if Left 4 Dead 3 came out, and not even just a loot system, they could even just copy and bring up Payday 2 again, but just the whole at the end you get a random reward type thing, whether it's cosmetic or whatever. That's still a thing.
Cosmetic, and it'd be cool to be able to upgrade weapons, stuff like that. When you find them, stuff like that. Blah blah blah. I don't want to tell them how to make the game because they make great games.
Well, and yeah, they haven't made a bad Left 4 Dead yet, so
Exactly. In fact, they went from making a great game to a better game, and then they added all the stuff from the first game to the second game, so you have to earn the first game. Blah blah blah. Let's get back to Vermintide though. So Vermintide is 4-player co-op and has 5 characters. The 5 characters in that game, I cannot remember the names correctly right now, but there's essentially a dude who starts out with a saber and pistol. He can fight and shoot at the same time, pull out 2 guns and shoot. You have a person who's essentially your basic rogue elf type character, has a bow and arrow that is silent, kills people at a distance, and then has 2 daggers that attack quickly but do less damage. You have a dwarf who is very fucking short, and when you play as him, he actually is from his perspective, which is really cool. He uses sword and axe, or sword and axe, shield and axe. He's got a crossbow. Crossbow. Then you have a mage character who uses a sword and a staff.
Gandalf.
But she has a very different mechanics than everyone else because she's magic heavy and is really interesting. And then you have the soldier guy who essentially uses a big ass hammer or sword and board, and essentially is what a warrior would be. Out of all these characters, and you really haven't played too much, but and we'll start with you. What character do you think are you most excited to play as?
So, just to quickly clarify, I turned it on and in the lobby, just kind of like dicked around with like characters.
Yeah. He checked out the characters real quick, didn't play a single level, and then quit.
Yeah. I am very interested in the caster, but I would like to see more weapons and things. Because I do know that styles change depending on what you're holding too.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to start with probably the rogue, just because I always end up playing a ranged person in a lot of games. I prefer to play supportive.
Yeah.
And I think the bow feels really neat in that game. So
I like it a lot. I mean, my 3 favorite characters in the game are the rogue, the mage, just because of how different she is. But my favorite is the pistol and saber guy. He kind of plays off everything I enjoy in games. He shoots quickly. His weapon is fast and quick in the way it kills people. He can stab people right through the heart and shit. Has a lot of utility purposes to the way he fights, which I really dig. Plus, he looks like he's straight up Bloodborne, which is always a plus.
Mine, of course, is a soldier.
Yep.
He's weird looking for one. He wears he's like wearing the fucking
pantaloons.
The fucking pantaloons, and he has like a huge feathered hat and shit.
Mustache.
Yeah, I really enjoy his weapons. His sword and board is fucking good. It's crazy good.
Yeah.
He can take. I don't know if they each have like their own kind of armor or damage resistance. It seems like he takes a lot of fucking hits.
Yeah.
I enjoy just how he is. The hammer fucking throws rats all over the fucking place. It lets me be dick deep in fucking rats, which is what I like to do. Instead of
I like to be dick deep in rats.
Well,
It's a
fucking
well,
quote it.
interesting sentence.
It just lets me just hack apart fucking everything, and I'm happy with that. Like, and his ranged weapon is a blunderbuss, which is a shotgun.
Yeah,
that
shotgun
just wipes
pretty
out
much.
fucking, and it's not like a single shot. It'll wipe out 3 or 4 rats all in one area.
Yeah.
Which is neat.
Yeah, so the 5 characters, no one picked the dwarf, sadly. I actually like him, he's kind of fun. The only one I really don't play is the soldier. But yeah, so you essentially pick a map and you play from beginning to end. There's normally a main objective that you have to do. Every level, one thing I give credit to this game, I give a lot of credit to this game because it's great, but one thing I really like is every map's different. They're different looking. They have different objectives. They're very fanciful or fantasy in the way they look, especially at the first level. I mean, they really built that level to kind of show you what to expect from the game. I remember running around on the rooftops while rats are crawling up onto the rooftops and jumping from roof to roof and shit. And there's just the tower I'm supposed to be at the top of, up in the air right over there, and behind it, the giant fucking green moon and the other moon behind it. I was like, this is a very different looking game than I'm used to. And it's really fucking cool because I think I can safely say none of us are really big Warhammer fans, whether it's the futuristic ones or the fantasy ones.
I've taken a mild interest but never delved into it.
So it's really kind of cool to be thrown into a property that I really don't feel like should exist as a game. I mean, they make games every once in a while, but like they don't do that well.
Strategy based too, because that's
they made Space Marine too.
Yep.
Which was actually kind of fun.
It was good. It was a pretty solid hack and slash. I don't think it did anything well, but it was.
Well, it was a third-person shooter too.
Well, yeah, and like I don't think he did anything. It's like Mad Max to me. Like it doesn't do anything fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But it does things pretty well.
My only point with that is that they keep making Warhammer games. They don't do that well, and they're all pretty solid. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this tasty bit. Is because I kind of wanted to just let people know that this game exists. It's really cool. If you like co-op based games, if you like Left 4 Dead, I mean, if you like Left 4 Dead alone, you should fucking play this game. It's that plus more, and it's really fun. If you like melee combat games, if you like shooters, I mean, really, this game I think would work for most people. The only things I would say are con is there's some bugs every once in a while. I mean, I executed a move and got grabbed by one of the special rats, and I flew the fuck like 30 feet into the air and just came down slowly as the guy was on top of me just fucking stabbing me.
Yeah, that's pretty weird looking.
Yeah, you saw it.
Yeah.
Other than that, the game is great. It's awesome.
Yeah, I want to talk about kind of the enemy types for a second. Like
Yeah,
they're very. I mean, you have your standard tank, a huge rat that just fucking wrecks.
Well, yeah, I would say in
Then
place
you
of the
have
tank
yours.
from Left 4 Dead, you have this giant fucking rat.
Yeah, and
Who's
that's
just
exactly
buff.
it's a tank.
And I would say he's gnarlier than Tank. He doesn't go down very easily.
It seemed like it took forever.
The only thing that's less gnarly about him than a tank is tanks like throw shit from across the map
Yeah.
at you, whereas this guy's up in your face. But the thing I dug about it is
Fucking
I was
decks
playing
you.
as the rogue with the fucking bow and arrow, and everybody's fighting the thing. And I was shooting him and shit, and it felt like Lord of the Rings to me.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah,
I was like, this is kind of
and
crazy.
he'll like deck you across the whatever area you're
Yeah.
in, and then there's those dog catcher fucking rats.
In place of the jockey in Left 4 Dead, you have what are they called? Headmaster, or
Headhunter or something like that,
Oh
or Packmaster.
No,
It's
they
had
got
something.
it's had something.
god. It was a clever name. God,
Yeah.
I think it's Headmaster.
Regardless, the difference between these two, though, is whereas the jockey would jump on your head and control you and run away with you, these guys run up with pretty much like a dog catcher thing, put a noose around your neck and pull you away. And once they get you far enough, they actually put you up on this pike, and you just hang there for a while, and I assume
And
die after a
people,
while.
yeah, well then rats
Until
can just
people-
swarm you and just
Until
fucking
people can come and like
jack
get you
your
down.
shit up.
Very creative.
Of
In
course.
place of the hunter, you have a assassin who has two of these like ethereal green blades, and they kind of disappear and reappear around, and they'll jump on you and start stabbing you. So that's pretty much the hunter.
They're very weak.
And then in place of the boomer is the fucking gas guy. I forgot his name. He walks around and shoots these like things of gas that actually work kind of like a smoke screen. You can't see through them, and if you're in them, it
They
hurts
just
you.
call them gas rats.
Yeah, and then they'll run up and blow up like a boomer will. But then
Yeah,
there's
and then there's which doesn't even really have an equivalent, is the
I was gonna say,
Gatling rat.
have we gone through all the equivalent
I'm pretty sure.
rats? Okay, yeah. So the one that's actually different.
Yeah, the one that's actually different is the Gatling gun rat, which will wreck your shit if you're in the open with him.
And what it does is essentially will warm up its gun, start shooting, and if you're in front of it, the bullets push you back and do damage to you. So essentially, it's you need to get out of the way of it and flank it.
Yeah.
But they're easily dispatched. You can kill them in like 3 hits. So
Yeah, or just wait for their gun. Their gun will overheat too,
Yeah.
and they have to fucking chill it out.
Which I think all of the essential copy ones are done creatively to the point, especially the jockey ripoff. I really like the way they did it. In fact, I think it's more interesting than the guy on your head,
I agree.
like taking you away.
Specifically the ending part.
Yeah,
They-
definitely.
They put you essentially on the news.
And in a weird way, I feel like it's more balanced too, because the jockey will walk your ass fucking 15 miles that way
Yeah.
and never stop.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy will fucking put you up, which to your detriment, if your team doesn't help you, you'll just sit there and die.
Yeah.
But it also goes, okay, we don't have to chase the jockey for fucking 6 days because he's
Yeah.
never gonna stop. Like eventually, the guy will be like, all right, and then he'll just leave. I literally was playing the other night, and fucking this guy got fucking pulled away. I chased after him. I fucking hit the fucking headmaster guy. He ran away, and of course the guy I'm playing with's a fucking idiot, and he's just like, thanks, and just ran away. And I'm like, I didn't kill him. He's somewhere. And as soon as the guy went around the corner, and I'm like looking for him, all of a sudden I get fucking grabbed and yanked away. And I'm just like, oh my god.
It does bring back the frustrations of Left 4 Dead.
Teamwork's important, communication's important, and this is a game that really disguises itself as just this brawler. It's not. It's a fucking survival, get through the level with your resources, and you know, there's health packs, all that shit. And
There's even like potions, like strength and speed
potions that give you buffs like speed. Yeah. And,
there's like tomes.
we'll get to that in a sec. And then there's also bombs you can pick up, grenades,
bombs.
incendiary bombs. There are 3 tomes in a level. If you pick up one, you have to carry in place of your healing item. You can switch them out to heal real quick, but there's 3 of them in a level. I've never gotten all 3 of them. But even one will increase experience for everyone, so I don't even know what the fuck 3 will do. And then there are dice you can find in the maps, whether it is a golden axe treasure goblin who's running off the bag that you fucking kill and he'll drop dice, or a treasure chest that has dice. That goes towards the end roll, which is every time you play a map and you beat it, you get to roll. You don't physically roll, you click a button and it rolls dice. And depending on what you get in the roll is what loot you get. So when you find the dice in the map, it adds to that and increases your chances on that. So it kind of gives you reason to explore the map and get adventurous.
Which is risk reward. Because
Definitely.
fucking, you come around a corner, there could be a bunch of those Centurion armored motherfuckers.
Well, because if you, which is a special infected that we were talking about, but
that's true.
there's rats that essentially wear armor, look like fucking Roman centurions.
There's a squad of them, yeah.
And sometimes they walk in squads and march and shit. But when you beat a level, you get a chance to get loot. But if you fail it, you don't get the loot. You get a little bit of experience, not the full amount, and it kind of sucks. It's really discouraging when that happens. Also, it might just be the beginning of this game, but it's misleading with the medium or normal difficulty because it's pretty rough unless you're with a team who's actually communicating. It's easier to jump into the easy into easy and just kind of start from there, unless you're playing with people you can trust.
Yeah. Yeah, just learning the ropes, so you are going to want to play on easy, because I think the first match we jumped in, it was easy, and we still got our ass kicked. It is very like Left 4 Dead. Like if one thing, like it's like a hole in the boat. Like you're fine, and then like something happens to one of the team members, shit just exacerbates and gets worse.
It is
and worse
very
and worse.
much a game that I will get frustrated at my teammates, because if there's any game that was ever Elitist in, and it's not good to be Elitist in games, but there's ever a game that was Elitist in, it was fucking Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. Because there's a way you do things, and if you don't do it, you're not going to do as well. This game's the same. Every time I've failed a mission, it's been because someone on my team ran off on their own or fucking did something stupid, and once you lose one person, the AI really will take advantage of less people. So it's a game you definitely want to play with people you know. It's not something you want to jump in with other people. And on that note, there's bot support, so you can play by yourself. But I wanna wrap this up because we're getting a little long there. I don't want to tell them every little aspect of the game. I think it's safe to assume that we'd all recommend this to a lot of people. Like I said
Almost
before,
everybody.
A lot of people
loved Left 4 Dead, and there's not a whole lot of people who didn't like that game.
Well, and even outside of that, I mean, if you like melee games, if you like shooters, if you like co-op games, if you like fantasy, if you like modern games,
Yeah, it hits a lot of.
it really does. There's a lot of shit there.
Yeah, there's a little something for everyone. Kind of thing.
So yeah, we all recommend Vermintide. If you have not heard of it, definitely check it out. If you have and you're playing it or whatever, let us know what you think of it in the comments below. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this tasty bit. Ran a little long, but we got a lot to say about it, and I can't wait to get back in and play the game. That's all I've been wanting to do all day. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Tasty Loot Gaming. My name's Seth.
I'm Josh.
Chevy.
And we have our very first episode of Plus Club tomorrow, so definitely check that out. Hopefully, get involved with it too. It's a monthly show, and yeah, you'll hear all the details tomorrow. But yeah, until then, have a good one, guys.